Hi guys and girls, and welcome back to the channel Retail Investing and Trading. In today's video we have another interview with a lady called Naomi. She's coming from United Kingdom, and today she'll be sharing her story, when and how did she started with Forex trading, what is she doing right now, and what are her plans for the future. So stay tuned. Okay, hi Naomi, and tell us, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. Currently just getting on with my back testing, so pretty repetitive stuff.
Yeah, pretty boring. I'm sorry. As a host, I should tell you thank you very much for coming and devoting some time to spend here for the viewers of the channel Retail Investing and Trading. I really do appreciate it. Uh, I invited you here basically because I want to share a message with the world saying and tell the truth about the forex trading, how it actually is. So I know that you had some luck early on. You didn't blow many accounts. You found a good company to learn from early in your forex trading days. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. Also, thanks for having me on. Obviously, I heard lectures and I thought it was a great interview. So like I was flattered that you even asked me to speak with you. Um, so yeah, I mean, so my background is that I was at university, and when I finished, I did the standard thing of just getting a graduate job. About half a year in, I just decided it wasn't for me, and I was in a position where I could quit. So I did that with no backup plan. But obviously, I knew I wanted to get into trading, and I remembered I'd seen Akil on YouTube a couple of years ago, but I'd never followed him closely. I didn't know who Jason was because I just didn't really look at trading content. So then I remembered that Akil had, I'm sure he offered like a course or something. So I just Googled his name and it just came up with Tier 1 trading. So that's how I signed up. And then, yeah, that's how my journey started.
Yeah, to be honest, when I first started trading, it was like 3 years ago, I think, roughly. And I found I somehow I ran into Akil. Yes, I didn't find
Yeah.
Jason, but and then I saw a Akil video on YouTube saying how he made some kind of like 500 pips within a week. And then listen to this. This is gonna be a funny and a good lesson. Then he gave part of the profits back to the market. So here it
Okay.
is, dude showing the equity curve, how it goes up and then returns back, and then he goes up again. And then yet I started just learning about Forex slowly. And then my friend is telling me, no, 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 we have 95% win rate. This is killing. I'm saying, yo, yeah, this dude doesn't know a thing about trading. And he claims that he's making like 30-40% return year on year, and here they are, my friends, which are making 100% returns within a month. I'm going to ditch the Akil lessons. I'm going to go with
Yeah,
them.
I totally get that. I know, I think a couple other traders on the platform have had the same experiences with people they know. But same, I remember when I came across Akil, I think a few of the things were too advanced for me because he was speaking about ciphers and I hadn't even learned how to read price. But I just remembered thinking he just keeps it real and he was never trying to sell anything. And I think that's what stood out. It was just him talking about trading.
Yeah, he really is passionate about trading. I will also try to bring him on as one of the guests here for the channel.
Oh,
Hopefully
yeah,
people
he
will
would.
like it. Yeah, but
Yeah.
tell us more. So your Forex journey is not like normal Forex journey, where by normal I mean, blowing a few accounts, being desperate. You actually you were very lucky because you ran into your path started with good basics, right?
I mean, not really, because I came across trading in, I think it was 2016, and I enrolled on a very basic course that was, I think it was about investing, but it was the type of information that you could just find on Google. So, I mean, I could start a course on that, and that was just so general. And I just thought, you learn by doing, let me just fund a small account. So I think I had like £250 and I just put that in. And it was one of these ones where the broker's like, oh, we'll send you a PowerPoint and that will like teach you how to trade. So I basically looked at that. The broker said to me, okay, it's non-farm payrolls tomorrow. Like, I think it was gold, maybe. I can't remember if he told me to buy or sell it, but I did what he said. And the next day when I woke up, I think I was up by £100, which obviously that was like,
Ooh,
I
wow.
know, just under 50% of my account. So I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make so much money. And he said, put more in. He's like, I've got housewives calling me up saying that they're going to put thousands in. This should be illegal. It's actually a joke. And I just said no because I just couldn't afford to lose more at that time. I was a student. And also, you know, when your gut instinct just says that, I don't know, it just sounded iffy. So I just kept with that. And then I had no stop, nothing, no idea where I was going to get out. And then, yeah, as soon as it came out, I just lost all my money. So that, and it feels like your heart's been ripped out. Like it was just like so surreal. So yeah, not a good experience.
Yeah,
And then after that, I continued to dabble because I just thought every educator's like phony. I hadn't come across anyone decent. And again, it would be like I would make quite a, I mean, I think I doubled my account with like Brexit and the US election. I seem to do well on those, but when I say do well, it's still gambling. It's just that I got lucky. So, and then I lost it all on one trade. So it's like crap, basically.
yeah, completely understand you. That's the thing with the system that I was first trading was we had a we were basically the price it would be on a 1 minute chart and then the price would go into breakout and then I will
Yeah.
try to reverse scalp it. Like for example, price is breaking out bearish on a 1 minute is pretty fast and then I tried to long it and then my stop loss was like 20 pips and listen to this, my take profit was just like 3 to 4 pips. 4 pips
Oh,
profit was like, wow, I made it. I didn't take just 2 pips. That's what
really?
scalping is all about. Get in, get out. That's all about. And then
Yeah.
the mathematical part of it as I'm an engineer just didn't click to me. It didn't make sense. I need to be over 90. I don't know, maybe 80% profitable throughout the entire day, only to have one stop loss and I'm done.
Yeah.
That really bothered me. So I had luck and I ran onto tier one trading, and then here I am, spending bunch of a shitload of hours just in front of my charts and backtesting the shit out of everything.
Yeah. It's insane though, because even with what you're saying about your journey, like when you look back on it in hindsight, it just seems crazy. But at the time, you think, oh no, what I'm doing is right. It's the only way. But it's just madness now when I look back and like even hearing about you.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people, like 90% of people, go through the very, very similar journey as yours, mine, or everybody else's is basically. But okay, let's go. You are our focus today. So tell us, what are you doing right now? What are you backtesting? How is that doing for you? How much time are you spending? And what are your goals with Forex? How do you see yourself, down the road?
Okay, so I'm testing Jason's trend continuation strategy, and I'm doing it on 10 pairs. I picked most of the dollar pairs, and then I picked a couple of the ones Jason trades, like pound Aussie, pound yen, a couple ones I can't remember everyone I'm doing, but so far I'm doing 2 sets of time frames. I'm just focusing on, because it's 3 time frames that I use, so daily, 240 and the 60, and I'm currently on my 7th pair. So I think once I finish the rest, hopefully next week, then I'll filter and then hopefully begin forward testing, but then start back testing the other lot.
And so what do you see now? You backtested like from 10 pairs, you backtested 7 of them. You how many years is and how many trades per pair is it?
So it's 10 years of data, so from 2009, and roughly I'd say 30 to 40 per pair. So I've got a feeling with when I do the next set of timeframes, because they're lower, so I've got the 240 as my higher time frame, I'll probably have like a lot more to input
Oh,
compared
so
to,
so your higher time frame currently is daily, then you go
yeah, yeah.
down to your come again?
Yeah, so the daily is my higher time frame, then my trading time frame is the 240, and then my lower time frame is the 60.
Yeah, yeah. So when you will go down a little bit, and then your higher time frame would be hour four, or,
Yeah,
or 240, and then your trading would be hour. Yeah, then I think that in that case you will get a little bit more than 40 trades in 10 years. I think at least 100, maybe a little.
definitely. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's going to take me a bit longer.
What do you see? What do you see right now in terms of pips? Profitability, win rate. Tell us a little bit. Do you have maybe? You said you didn't filter the data, so you have a raw data. That's also very, very cool. But if you're on your PC, can you share your screen and show us your spreadsheets and how detailed they are? Because I've
Yeah, I can
heard
show
from
you.
Jason as well that he basically says everything good about your spreadsheets because they're much more detailed than anybody else's that he saw.
Yeah, it's funny because I went to the Emergence event as well on Saturday, and a couple of people were saying that to me, but I could have included a lot more. I mean, this was, I thought, I mean, I know you should get all your ideas out, but I do think you can go overboard and it's just kind of unnecessary. But yeah, I mean, when I was speaking to people, they were saying that they would have kept it a lot simpler, but I don't know. I think it's just how my brain works. Like I like a lot of stuff, so I can I feel like I'm making like a more informed decision, but that's just me personally. But yeah,
Show us the sweet, sweet backtasting data. Can you start sharing? Can you start
yeah.
sharing screen?
Um, here we go. Oh wait, that's not it. Okay.
There we go. I should see you right now. Yeah.
You see it?
Wow. So you're not using the default. Oh, wow. You're
Uh,
not using the default spreadsheet, huh?
pardon?
I'm sorry. You're not using the default spreadsheet from Tier 1 trading.
Oh no, I'm not using that. Just because I think it would have been really like complicated to add stuff to it when there was. I don't know. I think it would just create a really huge file where it would just be difficult to
So you're
store
in
my.
the Excel, besides that you're going to be a profitable trader, you're Excel master, huh?
Well, the funny thing is, because I don't feel like I am at all, but in previous jobs I have had to use it, so I don't know if compared to other people, maybe they're completely unfamiliar with it. But I
Mm-hmm.
just know the basic functions. But
Okay.
I mean, I created like a template. So this is all the information that you get in obviously the tier one money management sheet.
Yeah, yeah,
And
right, right, yeah.
that's just like my screenshots, my notes.
Wow.
Then because there's three different entries, I had to have like three of this section. So it's just different filters I'm looking at. So it's like the headings of my fibs, RSI, structure, and then stuff to do with the double bottom and tops, just because that's the actual setup. And then the same for, so it's second chance, third chance. Um, and then this is the different stop losses I'm testing with different targets. So I'm testing one ATR with three different fib extensions. So 1272, 1414, and 1618. And then this is the thing, so I've not really seen anyone else's, so I don't know what anyone else is doing. And then yeah, it's two ATR, the same what's it called, targets, and then the third one is 127.2 fib inversion, and then I've just got like my screenshots and stuff. But yeah, so it takes me quite a long time to do one, as you can imagine.
Yeah, how long? Well, I have two questions. So we are on pound yen. So with this raw data, can you show us, for example, one type of a what would be what would be the end result after 40 trades with one type of a stop loss? Can you show us just the number of pips or something like a percentage of return, something like it?
So at this point in time, it was kind of a decision I made at the beginning from talking to George. is that I'm actually not tracking any of that, and I'm going to look at it when I've got all 10, just because I feel like
Oh yeah,
I'm the
that's
type where I'll
good.
just get
I know.
distracted a bit. Yeah. So I've all of them, it's just like data, data, data. And then
That is
after,
very good. That
yeah,
is very good, because when I'm tracking, when I'm backtesting, the original spreadsheet gives you immediately, is it a win or loss, and then you can see
yeah,
your current, where you are after 2 years of backtesting. And everything can change within a year, but it's much more harder to go through the backtesting from the beginning until the end, if you see that you keep losing, and you keep losing.
yeah,
And yet, however, you can, when I finish and I have a loser like 100 pips or something over 100 trades over 5 years, and then I go to play with the data that I collected, and I can tell you that those 100 pips can easily transfer with a little bit of filtering, basic filtering, just like time filtering when I'm wake up, because
yeah.
obviously I'm not gonna trade when I'm sleeping. And you can turn out those 100 pips up to 700 pips, 600 pips.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm really looking
just
forward to seeing that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's a very, very good decision, to just collect the data first, and then see what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah. The thing that I have noticed though, which is interesting, because before I started, I think I was just asking people like their advice on pairs to do. And most were saying, ones with the dollar are going to do better because they trim more. But I've actually found the opposite. And I don't know if it's because I draw trends Akil's rate rather than Jason's way. But like Aussie CAD so far has been like my best one, just based on looking at like how many times it hit my target too. And same with pound yen, like oopsie, so far it's been quite good. So I really think you have to just like go and find for yourself what works, because it could be different to theirs.
Yeah, yeah. I also found, while backtesting the patterns, that some of the patterns that everybody else are, glorifying, I'm seeing shit results, to be honest.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. So for example, I have like two pairs or something where I had to go through 300 trades just to find out, not
Wow.
gonna work.
God, I think I saw that on your Instagram story when you said you'd spent
Yeah.
like a couple weeks working on it, and yeah.
So everybody are saying cipher, 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 very high profitable, and it is, but not on all of the pairs, at least
Yeah,
not for me.
exactly. That's the thing. I remember Jason saying at the event on Saturday that because someone asked, can I just test it on one pair and then trade it on every pair? And he was like, hell no, because one pair could just like bleed you dry if it's just unprofitable.
Yeah, it's just crazy. When I was just first starting, I said, okay, bad is a bad is a bad, for example, and it has to work on all of the pairs, and it
Yeah,
doesn't. For
no,
Christ's sake, it
exactly.
doesn't. I cannot believe this, but it doesn't. Different time frames, bunch of different stuff.
Yeah,
Some people, you might think that, people, harmonics are easy to backtest because you have strict rules, right? But you can create a strict rule about everything. The thing that bothers me with harmonics is, you'll see, I'll pick an X point, to identify that impulse lag. And then
yeah,
in a live room, or I'm speaking with some trader on Twitter, and he says, nope, mate, this is not the X point for me. And I'm
uh,
like, why? I don't know, I just don't see it.
yeah. This
It's
is the
just
thing.
crazy. Yeah.
Exactly.
And yet
That's
both of us can be profitable traders.
exactly, that is exactly it. I feel like that's why I'm trying not to necessarily like speak to so many people about what I'm doing and what they're doing, because I did that at the beginning when I started testing, and I just felt like stressed and overwhelmed, because when you don't even have confidence in what you're doing, like your system, because you haven't built it yet, it's just so easy to just see what everyone's doing and just completely stress out that what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah, Naomi, that's exactly what's happening to me, actually. I wrapped up my system. Basically, I'm wrapping it up. And so let me show you one thing that would be a very good thing. It keeps happening. So I have a Forex trading plan spreadsheet.
Okay.
Okay, you basically see, you don't see my screen right now, yes?
No, I can't.
Okay, let me try share. Okay, so you will stop. It will start sharing my screen. Okay, so
Okay, so
main.
stop sharing. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's see this. Yeah, main screen, share. There we go.
Okay,
So
cool.
you see
Oh
my,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So this is so my basic assumption, not assumption, back tested is that I want a system that has a maximum risk of 75 pips. For patterns, the X point RSI, to make it easier for me, has to be in case that we want to go short about 60, and if we want to go long below 40, right? And I need at least 3 candles for each and every leg. So I
Okay.
came up with the conclusion that I will test, then I will filter the bats, and I will trade USD CAD bat longs in this time period. You see,
Right. Yeah.
shorts in this, then Gartley longs in this, and Gartley short in this, and back and forth, back and forth. And at this point, I started being uh, overwhelmed. It was a little bit too much for me, all of these different rules. So my idea was to go on 9 o'clock and check out what I can trade, but to manage this and trade this kind of a system would be very, very complex, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided to make my system much more easier. And my general rules, which today in the morning around 4 in the morning, 4:30, I ran through all of my back tests and I said, okay, max risk 75 pips. My time period will be this, for example. I will not filter long and shorts, and I will just trade all of my pairs from this time to this time. And I went through all of the pairs, and I ended up the system ended up producing around 6,000 pips
Wow.
within a time period of 5 years. Now, this
Wow.
might sound cool, not so
Yeah.
cool. Basically, it's like average of 100 pips per month. Then I was
Okay.
speaking with Latch, and I asked him, how much are you netting? And he said, well, in 4 years or 3 years, my system does 12, what double mine.
Okay.
And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
man. So I did
Yeah.
everything wrong.
No.
Yeah, that's my, that's my
Yeah.
the first reaction is, am I a good trader? Am I, where did I screw up? What happened? And I asked
No.
Akil and everything. Yeah, but basically the answer was, dude, it's fine.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I feel like what you're showing now, it's just like a perfect example of why backtesting, you just collect all data and then you can find different ways to filter it. And also, like, say, Latch, like, everyone's just at a complete different point in their journey. In a couple months, do you know what I mean? Maybe you'll find a way to do double what you're doing now. But right now, with what you're doing, I think it looks great. So I wouldn't worry about that at all.
Well,
Everyone's
I'm not
different.
after I combined it, after it kind of clicked with me,
Yeah.
after I let it go a little bit and then it came back, I'm okay. Like, okay, man, that's like what, 15-20% per year for a year of work. That's fine. No.
Of course it is. It's great. And this is the thing. I mean, George S. had like a massive go at me at Christmas. Not a massive go, but he just wanted to open my eyes because I was going, like, approaching it the wrong way. I was comparing to what other people were doing. And he just said, you need to stop doing this because otherwise, once you're live, like, you're just going to have so many psychological issues if one person's doing one thing and they do well and your trades aren't doing well at that point in time. Like, you need to just focus on you. But I totally understand what you're saying. I think it's a normal thing to feel like that. I reckon like a lot of people have those experiences as well.
Exactly. That's why the community and sharing these kind of stories, like through this video. And listen, Naomi, I bet that a lot of people not even end up seeing this video at this, until what is it? We are like half an hour in, and
Yeah.
yeah. But for those guys, for those of you who do, I hope that this really helps you, because I know that bunch of people have to go through this on their own, because saying this from our perspective, from where we are standing right now, from our party, where from our place in our journeys, is not the same thing as if you you have to go through this. You have to feel it just to to accept it.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I remember even when I started, I think Gabrielle did an accountability session where she showed her spreadsheet. And I think it was when I was restarting the foundation, I thought, oh God, like, am I ever going to get there? And now it's like, okay, I've got my own back testing spreadsheet. Like, I've still got a long way to go, but I feel like even if it takes you twice the amount of time as someone else, if you carry on and if you enjoy it, it's just, I mean, it's just like a winning situation if you enjoy what you do. So
Exactly. There is no pressure. At first,
exactly.
when I was first starting, I said I want to be a profitable trader within a year. Not just profitable. I want to
Yeah.
make millions within 3 years.
Oh,
It's
of
doable.
course.
Yeah. Get rich quick, man.
Yeah.
Only
Same.
to find out that right now I like what I do. I like seeing this action. It's
Yeah.
not a problem. I wake up each and every day around 4:30 just to
Yeah.
go to my office to backtest.
Exactly. And like you said, I mean, like the tier 1 community and meeting, say, like you and other like minded people, it just, because I think it's such a lonely thing because no one around you really gets it.
Yep. Yeah, completely. Tell us a little bit. How was the people around you? Did you share your what you want to do with Forex? Did you tell everybody? By the way, I didn't ask because you never ask a lady. But how old are you? And what does your parents tell you, etc.
So I'm 24, and like with the people around me, if I'm being honest, I think it's just how my personality is. But when I say what I'm doing, it's either like you can get on board or I kind of don't want to know you, because I just think for me, any good friend or good family member would be like supportive of what you're doing. And don't get me wrong, like my mum was highly skeptical. She wasn't negative, but she wanted me to stay on my job because it was stable, it was good. But at the same time, she kind of just trusted that I could see what I was doing. And now that she's seeing that, I'm enjoying it and like I'm making these connections, she's getting on board. So I think if people are unsupportive, they're not like bad people. It's just that they don't get it. And
Yeah.
eventually maybe they will. And if not, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I've had a couple of friends be unsupportive and it has just been like, okay, bye. So
it's
how
much more
about you?
easier somehow for friends because a bunch of my friends, not friends, but let's say people that you hang out with, not necessarily friends, because when you grow as a person, you tend to lose a bunch of friends, along the way.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, so those people don't even understand this. They're saying, "Oh, so you're
Yeah.
gambling?" Like, and I'm said, "Yeah, yeah." So I'm not even bothering of explaining this. However, some people are saying, "Okay, cool, man. I know about it. Good luck." So
Yeah.
they're like somewhere in between that. But the hardest thing is to parents. Parents are definitely the
Yeah,
hardest thing.
definitely.
Yeah,
That's the thing. I would say, like, with people I'm really close with, friends wise, but also family, they're not like interested in what I'm doing. Like, we don't, when I meet up with my friends, we don't talk about it, but they're happy that I'm going for what I want. So that's like all I need. Because I think if you've got, say, people that you speak to about trading with, so say like you guys, as long as you have that, then you can have friends that want to talk about other stuff, if that makes sense. If you've got like the best of both worlds.
yep, 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 yep.
But like you said, it's, I mean, I can imagine for some people, if they don't have a supportive parents or partner, if you're with them all day, and you live with them, that must be very difficult.
Yeah, yeah. That is. Tell me, are you working, or you don't have a job?
No, so obviously I graduated, and then because I hadn't moved out yet, because I was only like 8 months into my job, I had managed to save quite a bit. So I thought when I fund an account, like I felt like I had a good starting amount. And like I said, I mean, I was very fortunate that my parents were just, it was kind of because I'm not really like a risk taker in the sense that I'll just quit and do something random and it just won't work out. So they were happy to like support me. And yeah, that's it. But I can imagine for a lot of people, like maybe their family aren't like that.
So yep. It's actually the forex and trading in general uh, is not for money. Let me phrase this correctly. It's about wealth speeding up of getting this wealth building faster. It's not about getting rich quick. It's
Yeah.
basically a vehicle that can get you there faster than normal market returns. Because for example, if you saved $50,000, then 30% per year could make my year salary, 30%
Yeah.
growth. which is pretty much doable with Forex. Basically, I
Yeah.
think that with my system, I'll be able to pull that off after a year and a half of back testing, and of course, psychologically forward testing, all of that stuff. But a lot of people are mistaken when they think that I can put, like, I've seen a lot of Forex gurus in the Facebook group saying flipping $100 accounts. Yeah, tell me how. It's just pure
Oh
gambling.
God, such a lie.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't know how that's
such a lie.
legal.
Yeah.
Um, I was about to say something. My mind's gone blank.
Sorry. I wanted to ask you something while I still remember. So, is your goal after you backtest all of your stuff? Obviously, you're gonna add more and more strategies, go a little bit deeper to our one time frame. But for example, let's say that you end up finishing this within, like, I don't know, maybe 3 months. I'm sure you will. uh, and then you will go forward tested, and then is your plan to get somebody to invest with you so that you can manage their money, or you just purely want to grow your money?
Yeah. Firstly, sorry, I just remembered what I was going to say in terms of what you were saying. I totally agree, like, that can accelerate your wealth. And also, like, we're lucky enough that we just like find it fascinating. And I feel like if you found something like that, it's just something that's going to pay off, but also you enjoy it. So it's like you will stick at it, which I think it's rare. Like, a lot of people don't find something that they enjoy like that. But yeah, in terms of my goals, so I want to just have trend continuation done by summer and be trading that on whatever time frames and pairs I choose. And then I want to be testing patterns and introducing those in like the second half of the year. So then at the start of
Patterns
2020.
are hard. Patterns are hard.
Uh,
Just a heads up.
I feel like because I've done trend continuation, it's just so much data. I feel like it'll be less, which will not necessarily be easier. I think it'll be like maybe more boring just because it's the same thing every time. Whereas
Yeah,
trend
yeah,
continuation, you do
I
have to
got you.
look
I
at
got
different
you. Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And but I mean, I won't speak too soon because obviously I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But
Tell
yeah,
us,
then get
tell us,
funded next year.
Naomi. We will have to wrap up. So, but I want to hear your goals. I want to hear what are your plans, so that after summer, I would be honored to have you here once more. Just like the update, how far have you come within your Forex journey, and to share. Do another short 30-minute interview to share with everybody that it's doable.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, even with these videos, maybe loads of people won't watch them now, but eventually, as things start to kind of develop with people that you're interviewing and with yourself, it will just be like great documentation for people to look back on that it is possible to do that and like where we've started.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, yeah. So, for
Yeah,
example, we started like 3 years down the road. We have this interview. We have this whole
exactly.
data, and then we are like, yeah, but now we are like profitable. We are netting 40% per year, 40 up
Exactly.
to 50, and managing maybe hundreds of thousands of
Yeah.
dollars. And we are laughing to ourselves how cool it was, when we were still just dabbling and trying to
Exactly.
find our way.
Exactly. That's why I feel like documentation is so important because it just shows that it's possible and that you've
Yeah.
gone through it all.
Yeah. And Naomi, with that being said, as I have to close this, I want to thank you one more time for having you here. And guys, for everybody watching this is actually what trading is all about. And that's why you need a community. And that's why you need to surround yourself with the like-minded people, and with people who are not like get rich quick seekers, but people who understand what realistic expectations are. I want to thank you one more time for staying until the end of this video and watching this. Naomi, thank you very much for coming, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.